I think I'm going to have to edit quite a few whacks over here.
Oh no, haven't been swearing long?
Nah, you're right. Is somebody on your roof? A tree.
Cats and
Whack. Someone's sweeping your roof.
These are all things that I don't notice anymore. Until I'm editing a video, I don't notice a second of it.
You got some platform shoes, a bit taller than me.
I can just stack you up on some thongs or something. I get a pump and I put it in the tank and pump it out into like my
boxing bag. G'day Legends, Blake here with another video, and today I'm really excited to be here with Braydie, the aquarium guy.
You got it? Got it?
I was panicking. I was like, the fish guy? No, he's the aquarium.
I'll take anything at this point. I'll be the fish guy.
Oh, all the planes will come right in the next 20 minutes too.
Yeah, it's not helpful. It never is.
Honestly, I don't notice it until I film through it, until you're editing, and then...
G'day Legends, Blake here with another video, and today I'm really excited to be here with Braydie, the aquarium guy on all the socials. Firstly, thanks for having me in the fish room, and I'm keen to see what you got lined up for us today.
Yeah, well, we got a bit, but thanks for making the trip out. I know it's not a short trip for you.
That's all right.
Yeah, come have a look.
All right, Braydie, so let's take a look at some of your tanks. Let me know what's some cool projects or something interesting that we can check out here.
Mate, there's always interesting things in this fish room.
I know
but one of the coolest ones I've got going right now is the pygmy cories. They're like a small Corydoras species that the unique thing about these guys is they don't eat their babies' eggs. So they can colony spawn. And I've just set up heaps and heaps of Java moss because they like to lay in there, and then it kind of protects them from all the other species because sometimes your bristlenose will eat the eggs and stuff.
Yep.
And I've set this up, and if you're recording this for a while, you'll be able to see that there's quite a few babies in here. I've seen 4 or 5 babies. I threw 5 in initially, and the adult colony is now at about 9.
Yep.
Obviously, when you're colony spawning, you sort of have to understand some things that you're going to lose. Like some babies won't make it.
Yeah.
But for the ease of just letting them go in the tank, I'm happy to make that. Some of you may die, but yeah, it's a much easier system for me, and they all are so happy and healthy, and these guys make such a cool addition to a micro tank because they're real peaceful fish.
Yeah, they show good activity as well because I know you got a lot of plecos and stuff kicking around, but they're more gonna be up in the mid column sometimes, and sometimes go up to the top like this little fella here going up for some air. So,
yeah, spot on. That's exactly
right. I like it. All right, so Braydie, maybe if you can outline how you got to where you are today, maybe what some of your favorite fish are, and what sort of has driven this obsession here.
Oh mate, where do I start? Where do I start? This hobby started during COVID for me. It was kind of like I was going insane, like a lot of people were. And so I bought myself this little 70-litre fish tank. I've still got it in this fish room actually. And I remember not understanding fish people. I always thought fish people were like wacky, you know what I mean? Like we are on the outskirts, on the outskirts of society. But when you start your own tank, and I remember sitting there being like, after I escaped the whole thing, and I was like, whoa, like the chill that you feel from setting something up and then having life in it, and everything's slow moving. It just did it for me, you know? And so it wasn't long after that I had my second tank, and it wasn't long after that I had my third tank. And then I had issues with my landlord, so I decided to take these 3 tanks out into my back shed. And that was a mistake for my landlord because I realized I have so much space out here in this shed. So I started growing the fish room. Then, as you learn naturally, things start breeding. And I got little yellow cherry shrimp just because I loved the look of them. And they started breeding to the point that they got too much in the tank. And so I started selling them to people on Gumtree. And then that's when, ding, this light went off in my mind that this doesn't just have to be a hobby. It can be something that also returns a bit of money into your pocket. That's really what fueled the whole start of this process. And now I'm in a room with something like 20-something tanks in it. So
I love that. I love that. And we'll get into a bit more of the breeding for profit stuff in just a second, I think. But Couple of points out of that. First of all, I'm sure landlords love a nice LED light coming out of their garage, but it's all above board here. And how good is the first tank? Like, I often think, and being a content creator as well, although we all love to call ourselves content creators, but anyway, it's so cool to go back, I think, as well, a few years and just say, oh yeah, I did used to keep this species in there, and now it's changed so much. So I'm sure that you've got plenty of stories about that too, but let's take a look at some more fish tanks.
Another good little project that I've had a bit of success with is, you'll see the male Blueeye lemon in here. He's really, really yellow. Like, I'm trying to get that line to do really well. So I've got a female, that's not her. I've got a female in there that's a bit more yellow.
Yep.
Because normally the boys have got that amazing coloration and the girls are a bit more basic, a bit less colorful. And I've just had a spawn from them because there was a thunderstorm that came through, like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago. And Dad's been fanning ever since. And so I got all the little babies out. I don't know if you can really see them, but
awesome.
They're healthy, like, and they're all getting fatter every day.
Perfect.
So the bristle noses are doing really well.
Yeah, and that is a nice sort of like, it's kind of like egg yolks, right? Like in a free range egg, really nice and bright.
That's
a free range pleco.
Bristle noses were the first things I ever bred, and so I've slowly just sort of, in a way, climbed the ranks of the bristle nose variants. The next thing I'm trying to really tackle is the long fins, but they just don't want to do it for me. Like, they're just not playing ball.
Too busy being pretty.
That's exactly right. All the energy from their food goes to their fins and not to, you know,
the deed.
The deed.
So Braydie, one thing that I really think you have a strong appreciation for is breeding for profit and how all of that works. So maybe can you run us through some of your thinking there, maybe about how you select your species or how you actually go about selling or maximize your breeding or whatever it is, whatever the secrets are, just give them all to us right now.
Spill the secret.
Yeah.
Sorry to burst the bubble for you guys. There's no real secret here. You can't make $1 million breeding fish, although I'd love to crack that code as well. I think, to be honest, the thing that I love most about breeding fish is just that it feels like you're printing money. Like, it's a license to print money. And I started off with my yellow cherry shrimp and then put up an ad, changed the pictures for the ad until it really, really worked. And I think that might be one of the, like, quote unquote secrets is most people, when they sell fish online, they'll take a picture in their tank and then put it up. No one will pay attention to it because it's just a picture of taking photos.
Algae with the fish in the background.
That's right. And like, no one wants to buy something that looks like crappy, the back of a tank, whatever. People want to buy something that looks really, like really beautiful and pretty and stuff. So if you can make that picture look beautiful and pretty, the amount of people that you're going to get message you is going to be tenfold on what an algae-based picture is going to do for you. So that's really, I think, the thing that changed it for me is taking more pictures, like 1,000 pictures. I know it sounds excessive, but you take 1,000 pictures and it pays off in the end anyway. Get one thing that works, like the shrimp for me, get that to work well, and then I use the money from that to fund the next tank. And I've just been doing it like that over and over and over.
So I noticed quite a few of these tanks have a bit of aquascaping going on, some rock formations and stuff like that. And is that sort of a path that you're heading down, or?
Yeah, so my friend Eunice, which I think he's done an interview with you before.
Yeah. Great guy.
He got me into aquascaping. When I first met him, he gave me like a ton of plants, all these rare plants. And so what I ended up doing is buying a bunch of rocks and getting into aquascaping, but I love breeding the fish more than I love aquascaping.
Yeah.
So I've set up a really nice aquascape, and I'm just realizing now how difficult it is to do both because you can't see the backside of that tank, right? Like you have to get a ladder and poke your head over the top just to see what's going on. But believe it or not, I've had a successful Blueeye lemon spawn in here at the exact same time. So there's no caves or anything. The boy just kind of tucked himself under one of these rocks and fanned away at a bunch of eggs. And so success there as well.
Yeah, awesome. Well, the thing is that there's always going to be plecos in there now because it's impossible to catch them off Dragonstone.
That's right. That's right. So it's their tank now. I'll let it be theirs.
Love it.
And then this bad boy over here is a project I've been working on for a long time, down low.
Oh.
Although
I was just mesmerized by this guy here.
Yeah.
Did you set this scape up?
Yeah, this was my first ever actual aquascape.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, it was. It was my first ever like real go at aquascaping. I filmed some videos for a company called Blueeye that do these lights as well. That's the Illumagic Pixels.
What?
I thought I'm gonna go for this, and so I bought all these mosses. Like that's US Ficedins and all these different things. It's kind of overgrown now, yeah.
But looks cool. I like it like that though, to be honest. Like this is how whenever I try and do aquascaping, it turns like this. Like it's either I put all of this hardscape in at the start, and then as the plants grow, I just take it out, take it out, take it out.
That's the lazy man's aquascaping. Yeah. You just don't trim your plants. That's what that is.
Why would you want to fight this? It looks great.
It does look good, yeah. It's the jungle effect is my favorite by far. And I feel like I've nailed it with that one.
The crypts are looking super healthy as well. So that's how you know, like, immediately I was like, oh, okay, this tank's been set up for a little while because the crypts look so good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's hard to get them chunky.
Yeah.
It is.
All right, that looks great.
And that little green fungus, green moss thing, I have no idea what it is yet. I just walked into the pet store around the corner that Steve owns. And it just looks amazing. It's the same species as Blackbeard, like the one you don't want, but the coloration of it, I've got it kind of to root on that timber up there, and it just looks insane. I don't know, like that does it for me as well.
Yeah.
It's,
I'm pretty sure what it is called Clodophora algae, and you know how they make fake Marimo moss balls?
Yeah, that's that.
That's that stuff just clumped up.
Clodophora algae.
Yeah, type of hair / beard algae.
Yeah, there you go.
Looks cool though. It looks like felt.
It's when I saw it, man, I was like, I've got to have that. He just gave it to me for free because he was like, I don't know what this is. But perfect, man. It looks so good in Escape.
Lovely. All right, so Braydie, now that we're at this stage we're at now, have you had any key takeaways, key learnings of things that, you know, you had all one type of light and they turned out awful, or something that's changed and that you would recommend people steer clear of maybe if they're getting down this path themselves?
Yeah, I think manually water changing all my tanks is what's really made me realize, holy crap, this is a lot of work. As you stack tanks, as your tanks stack up, you have to do more work. And so I've set this room up with all of these tanks that I bought just off Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree and stuff. And so I have to dunk the pump in and pump some water, like dump the pump in, pump the water out, then come back with a hose, fill it up, and then dose it with some safe or like, dechlorinator. The thing that I would change, given all this time again, is I'd set tanks up to be almost carbon copies of each other. Like I would buy 10 of the same tank and set them up on a rack, and then I'd set up like an auto water change system, which I'm looking to do that on a new rack that I'm setting up now. I'd make sure that the automation of the fish room, lights on timers, that sort of thing, is handled. But the thing is, you never really know how deep you're going to go into the hobby at the start. So you kind of have to go through those steps before you systemize after, if that makes sense. I'm sure you've done that exact same thing.
100%. And like, especially because basically all my tanks are secondhand as well.
Yeah.
You never really know what's going to pop up. Like, for example, I got my 8-foot for free, but I'd already had all the tanks in 3 walls, and then you got to try and find 8 foot of real estate. So it's just at the front of the roller door.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so I guess that's the life we lead, just trying to find those bargains and then just squeeze them in where we can. But on the water change schedule, we got something, so I'll show you at the end of the video. Maybe we can try and help in that department.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. That's good.
All right, Braydie, well, plecos seem to be a bit of a theme around here, so let us know what's happening in the world of plecos in your fish room?
Well, this is a project I've been working on for like, between 6 and 12 months. You can't really see them, but there's peppermint bristlenose in here. And I've been trying everything, all sorts of different things. And just a couple of weeks back, I had a spawn. This is my first ever batch of peppermint bristlenoses, like babies. And so when they hatched, I went into like freak out mode. So I got all these Indian almond leaves and soaked them. I've been giving them 24/7 zucchini, like doing everything I possibly can to make sure these guys like survive, because I want them all to survive. And I've had 100% survival rate, touch wood.
Oh, great.
So far. But yeah, this has been my latest like real big achievement is peppermint bristlenose, because I've got friends breeding them all the time and they make it seem so easy, but these have been the one that I haven't been able to crack. And I cracked it. So I guess on to the next one.
Yeah, lovely. So the next one, this is the Pleco mansion over here.
Yeah.
Pick and mix
exactly
plecos.
Yeah, I made the mistake of mixing 333s and 236s, not realizing they were from the same genus. But dude, this tank, I think there's about $8,000 in here now. I've been selling a couple of them, some of the adults.
Yep.
But I thought this was going to be my retirement plan. I thought this was going to be the one, but this is the prime example of like biting off more than you can chew. And I kind of got, trigger happy in a way. Like I bought so many of them at the start because I was like, this is it. Like if I can just crack the code with this, then each of the babies goes for $30 bucks, $35 each. So you can really do the maths and think, like there's something in this. And so I, set the tank up, running it high on heaters. So it's costing me a lot for electricity bills as well. And then nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing. So I've tried my best. I've got a couple like clutches of eggs, but the eggs tend to go moldy.
Yeah.
And so I haven't really gotten myself past that point where I get a clutch of eggs. And when these guys trap, they're actually quite brutal. Like the male will trap the female in the cave and he won't let her out for days. So sometimes they die of like starvation. Sometimes they die from how hard that the male are hitting them. The trapping experience for the girls must be horrible.
Yeah.
So that's realistically, that was my project that I took way too far that didn't quite make a return.
Yeah.
That taught me a really valuable lesson is work on the basics, get good at the basics, and then slowly bridge up, which is I feel like what I'm doing now with the peppermints and Blueeye lemons and stuff. One day. Yeah. I'll get these one day.
So through the TikTok and through what we've spoken about today, obviously we love breeding for profit and we love being able to supplement some of our expenses through producing more fish for other people to enjoy as well.
Yep.
But through the process, has there been any pitfalls or things that you'd warn people before they jump into their own breeding for profit mega scheme?
Yeah, that's sometimes your mind can really run away and you think to yourself like, what's the most expensive fish that produces the most expensive babies that I can sell for the most expensive price? It's so easy to get run away with. It's so easy to like think, oh, I'm gonna go get, in my example, it was, I went and got a bunch of L number pleco, like the exotic pleco. And I've got, the tank just sitting there there's probably $8,000 just sitting in that tank of pleco. That I thought I was gonna grow up and I was gonna breed them, and they, a baby pleco goes for $30 a pop, and they have clutches of like 40. Do the math on that, and you're like, damn.
You got diamond grills in
That's
no
right. That's right. So I'll be in my Beamer, and finance a new house, that sort of thing. But the reality is, I was breeding bristlenose, and I went to the hard stuff. And I've had those pleco for like 2 years. I've had them for 2 years, and I've not had one true successful spawn. I've had eggs and stuff, but something's always gone wrong because of my lack of experience or my lack of skill in this hobby. I've only been doing this 2 years, so I've still got so much learning to do, and I'm learning every week. If you can, don't skip a step.
Yeah.
Try not to make your master scheme not involve your basic fish that we all know and we all love.
Yeah, no, it's a good lesson. I think $2 in the pocket is better than $0 in the pocket with, you know, $1,000 outlay.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, you're right. A lot of people do forget about those sort of things. So I think it's a good message. Okay, so we've had some learnings and some adjustments, but let's talk about some of the big successes. And I think one of those is these little pops of color down here.
Yeah, the little yellow cherries. These guys have literally been the cornerstone of the fish room. They've been what makes probably 50% of the profits. And to be honest with you, they're the easiest to keep. Like they're actually so easy. You just, once you get them established in a tank, you just let it go.
Yeah.
And if you want more babies, you feed it more. And if you want to just chill out a little bit, or the nitrate spiking, you feed it less. It's really that simple. And that's like, each one of these guys goes for $3 a pop.
Yeah.
And obviously if you're selling like 50, you'll reduce the price.
Yeah.
But I scoop and scoop and scoop out of these tanks. Like I'm breeding more than enough to fund the demand of the market. And these guys make me, on a slow month, they'll make me 300. And then if I'm really pumping it and really putting in lots, like the best I've done with cherries, I think was close to, it was almost 1,000, and we just didn't cross the 1,000 mark.
Yeah,
like 995 or something like that. Which isn't big numbers for a store,
No.
but for someone's backyard tin shed,
Yeah.
I reckon it's all right.
It's great. And in the meantime, you get to enjoy some awesome yellow shrimp too. So it's definitely a win-win. What made you choose yellow? Because a lot of people go blue or red. I feel like you've picked it smart because you kind of sit in a bit of a area. You're not actually competing with those people as well.
That's true. There's only 2 other dudes in my area doing yellows. I think what made me choose yellow is Steve. He showed me that yellows can make greens. Yellows can make they make pumpkin cherry shrimp as well. And so I thought to myself, if I just get a bunch of yellows and then slowly select out, because you do that. People that keep shrimp, they selectively cull and selectively breed their shrimp. I can make green lines and orange lines and neon lines and stuff. So that's what really got me hooked, is like the fact that there's so many little nuances in shrimp keeping that I love and that other people love as well.
That's so funny that you say that, because the first ever shrimp that I picked up were chocolate or black cherry shrimp.
Oh yeah.
Because from that, I looked at the chart as well, and I've got now blues and reds and blacks.
Reds?
Yeah, because you get Bloody Marys from chocolates.
I didn't know
I
that.
did the exact same thing, and now I've had multiple lines from the original chocolates
Yep.
for years now.
Yeah, perfect. It's like a triple whammy there.
Yeah, and it's a really cool sort of genetics lesson as well.
It teaches you a thing or two, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really does. I've got a really good pumpkin line from just these guys.
Yeah, awesome.
I suck at the greens. I haven't got very
Greens
good at
are
the greens.
notoriously hard, I think.
But yeah, so I've got yellows and pumpkins, and that's what's really turned a profit in the fish room, is shrimp. If I could do all this again and I was just doing it for money, like you want to make the most money you can with the smallest space you can, I'd go for every single color of Neocaridina shrimp, and I'd keep them separate, and then I'd get more tanks for the unique, like, genetic variations in that color. So the blues that go black, I'd put them in a black tank, you know, and I just keep doing that for years and years and years, and it just grows and grows and grows. But man, you got to have the time for that, don't you?
Yeah. Maybe in a different universe.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so thanks for showing me around your fish room and giving everyone some airplane sounds to enjoy.
You're welcome, dude. Anytime. Back to sunshine.
I think it's been some really good, some good messages, and I'm excited to see where you can take things from here, and I'll keep an eye out for all your good content. I'll drop some links below and all that sort of stuff. But so that you have more time for making TikToks and whatnot for us, I wanted to get this for you here. And this might be a strange contraption. And of course you could DIY it yourself, but I I reached out to Gday from the Gday Changer. He makes these really beautiful water changing devices here, and yours has 2 taps because I want you to do away with buckets. So basically what you do is you put it in here and you connect a hose from your tap to one side and a hose that you're going to drain your water out to your garden on the other tap. So when you first start it off, close off the drain one, right? And then turn on the tap so this fills with water.
Yeah.
Yeah, fill just a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
And then after a while, you can then close this off. So then no more water's going in.
Yep.
Open this off. And because all of this is full of water, that's going to instantly siphon that straight out to your garden.
Yeah, no.
Whack. These here are just normal hose fittings here, like for your garden tap or whatever.
Yep.
You can change these out to bigger ones if you want it to go faster, but if you're just spending a day pottering around in here, then I thought that might be handy. So hopefully you enjoy that, and we'll see if we can try and help out with your maintenance in the future. So.
Mate, this could be the game changer. I might be going for Gday for this new rack on like 4 or 5 different tanks like this.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give it a whirl and see how it goes.
Cool. Better than I could make, so there you go.
Yeah, I could make it just look white and grey and pretty drab, but that looks great. Perfect.
All right, well, thanks, mate. All the best. And if you want to see more of Braydie's stuff, definitely check out his stuff, or comment down below that you want me to come back in 6 months' time when you've got 200 aquariums
I'll be a high roller by then, mate.
Yeah, I'm excited to see your diamond grill. So thanks for watching. If you did like the video, it always helps me to smash like, hit subscribe and all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.